Have you ever wondered about the strangest photos that time has forgotten? Today, we will reveal to you the strangest and most fascinating vintage photos that you will love. I promise you. Enjoy the show. Ever wonder why TV magic feels different these days? Back in '64, Elizabeth Montgomery cast a real spell on America. This publicity shot wasn't just about holiday spirit, it launched one of TV's most groundbreaking shows. Those special effects, just fishing wire and camera tricks. Yet somehow they captured more magic than today's million-dollar CGI. Speaking of magic, those ratings? 1960s fashion didn't just predict the future, it shaped it. This iconic look from 1965 mirrored the space-age optimism sweeping across America. In 1964, getting a parking ticket for your Chevy might have ruined your day, but not in Tel Aviv. American cars ruled these streets back then, bringing Detroit style to the Mediterranean coast. That '55 Chevy in the photo probably cost more than a house there, thanks to import taxes. Before supermarkets transformed America's shopping habits, Europe pioneered some fascinating retail innovations. Take this 1930s milk station in Berlin. Imagine a gas pump, but for fresh dairy. These automated dispensers kept milk cold and fresh while customers brought their own bottles to fill. This smart solution helped reduce packaging waste and kept prices low. This remarkable 1947 photograph captures a timeless moment in Hong Kong's bustling street life. British photographer Fan Ho documented daily scenes that blended traditional Eastern customs with emerging modernity. Here's a glimpse of Hollywood at a fascinating turning point. In 1989, when this photo was taken, both these rising stars were about to transform the film industry. That very year, Keanu appeared in Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure, while Winona earned critical acclaim in Heathers. German submarine U-537 at anchor in Martin Bay, Labrador, Canada, on the 22nd of October 1943. Crewmen are visible on deck offloading components of weather station Kurt into rubber rafts. 1964. Transportation of the then-secret, newly developed SR-71 long-range military reconnaissance aircraft by road between Burbank and Palmdale in the United States. The moon holds many remarkable artifacts, but none quite as touching as this family photo left by Apollo 16 astronaut Charles Duke in 1972. Beyond the scientific achievements and technical milestones, this simple gesture captured something profoundly human about space exploration. During the resource-conscious 1940s, New York City demonstrated remarkable ingenuity in urban transportation. These roller skating professionals, photographed against the iconic Empire State Building backdrop, promoted an innovative solution to fuel conservation. Looking at that first McDonald's in Des Plaines, Illinois, you're witnessing the birth of a business revolution. Picture this: a 15-cent hamburger and those iconic golden arches in 1955, when Ray Kroc took a small California drive-in concept nationwide. In that first year alone, those speedy service signs meant something special. A burger on your table in just 30 seconds. These remarkable images tell a story of profound transformation spanning more than a century. The historic Długi Bridge in Szczecin, Poland, first opened in 1900, stands as a testament to European architectural resilience. Despite significant changes through the decades, the city preserved its distinctive skyline, anchored by the magnificent castle that still crowns the horizon. Before air conditioning transformed American summers, New Yorkers found creative ways to beat the heat. In 1948, the Hudson River's piers served as unofficial urban beaches, complete with impromptu diving platforms. The East River even featured floating pools. These waterfront gathering spots offered welcome relief during scorching summers when temperatures could soar past 90 degrees in Manhattan's concrete canyons. This vibrant 1961 snapshot from Kabul captures a moment when traditional commerce flourished in Central Asia's historic trade routes. These meticulous fruit displays showcase the region's agricultural abundance, from local pomegranates to imported citrus. The dining car experience of 1940 represented American rail travel at its finest. Every pristine white tablecloth and perfectly positioned chair spoke to an era when train travel meant unmatched elegance. In the serene Italian countryside, the historic Monte Cassino Abbey stood as an architectural masterpiece for over 1,400 years. Founded in 529 AD by Benedict of Nursia, this monastery held priceless artifacts and manuscripts from throughout European history. In the closing years of the 1880s, Ireland witnessed remarkable displays of determination from ordinary citizens. This fascinating photograph from 1887 captures the O'Halloran sisters, whose story exemplifies the resilience of rural families during challenging times. In this enchanting 1970s photograph, Hollywood royalty Debbie Reynolds and her daughter Carrie Fisher share a moment in New York's Central Park. The matching wide-brimmed hats and elegant attire speak to the sophisticated fashion of the era. Imagine creating movie magic in 1954 when special effects meant pure craftsmanship. This behind-the-scenes photo from Creature from the Black Lagoon shows Ben Chapman wearing the iconic suit that took months to perfect. In 1922, archaeologists discovered more than just treasure. They uncovered an ancient story of innovation. These ornate chests represent the pinnacle of Egyptian craftsmanship, featuring intricate metalwork and sophisticated locking mechanisms that still amaze modern engineers. The summer of '66 gave America an unforgettable glimpse into Hollywood glamour. The wedding cake in this photograph, with its intricate Baroque design, perfectly captured the extravagance of the era. Every tier featured handcrafted sugar details that would make modern pastry chefs envious. Mia Farrow, fresh from her success in Peyton Place, admires the masterpiece at the Beverly Hills reception. This elaborate confection cost the equivalent of a new car back then. Just another example of mid-60s Hollywood grandeur. Television magic in 1968 required incredible creativity and craftsmanship. This candid behind-the-scenes photo from Doctor Who reveals how the iconic Cybermen were brought to life using materials available at the time. The costume, made from molded rubber and flexible dryer vent tubing, cost roughly $150 in today's money. Southern California's drag racing scene of the early 1970s represented American motorsport at its most innovative. These custom-built machines, like the Feeling Groovy dragster pictured here, showcased incredible engineering achievements. Alfred Hitchcock on the set of the film Blackmail with actress Annie Andra, 1929. 1983 marked a transformative era in American fashion. This candid photograph of Christie Brinkley captures the essence of that pivotal moment, when high fashion merged with mainstream appeal. Four physicists take a walk. From left to right, Albert Einstein, Hideki Yukawa, John Wheeler, and Homi Bhabha, 1954. Back in '85, Hollywood struck gold with something special. Here's Dolph Lundgren, a guy who could outthink you in chemistry class and then head straight to the karate championships. This 1994 Coca-Cola campaign with Selena shows how American marketing was finally catching up with reality. The rising Latin music star brought authenticity to mainstream advertising, something totally fresh for that era. Here's a snapshot that tells quite a story. A luxury car going for just $100 in 1929. The owner's sign says it all. Lost all in the stock market. Imagine having to sell your pride and joy for pocket change. This was happening all over America. Fancy cars, family homes, businesses, all being sold for pennies on the dollar. Take a look at Robert Mitchum in the '70s, still rocking that effortless cool. This Hollywood legend made corduroy jackets and turtlenecks look classy before it became trendy. The combination, brown corduroy, beige turtleneck, and those olive pants, became the signature look for successful men of that decade. Here's a stunning shot from 1986 that perfectly captures that classic '80s glamour. Photographer Lynn Goldsmith caught Phoebe Cates at her peak. This was right after Fast Times made her famous. Notice that incredible blue velvet dress with the paisley pattern? That design sold out in stores across America within weeks. Check this out. Gas prices from the 1970s that'll make your jaw drop. premium fuel for just 49 cents. Back then, you could fill up your tank for less than $5. And those self-service pumps? They were pretty new. Folks were used to having attendants do all the work. The old Norfolk City Hall and Courthouse, aka the Slover Library in Norfolk, Virginia, c. 1937. This stunning photo of Donna Summer from the late 70s captures the moment disco changed everything. That shimmering outfit with its dramatic butterfly sleeves wasn't just fashion, it was a revolution in style. A set design with an enlargement of Mussolini behind the camera and the propaganda inscription, "Cinematography is the strongest weapon," set for the foundation ceremony of the new headquarters of Istituto Luce, the 10th of November, 1937. This iconic 1991 Rolling Stone photo captures Winona Ryder at a fascinating turning point in Hollywood. Fresh from her success in Edward Scissorhands, she was redefining what it meant to be a leading lady. This charming photo outside Atlantic Sands Motel captures a young Julia Louis-Dreyfus with her mother and sister in the early 70s. What's fascinating is the contrast between this simple family vacation snapshot and her later stardom. Larry Bird and Magic Johnson were legendary rivals on the court and great friends off it. They played for two of the NBA's biggest rivals, the Celtics and Lakers, and squared off in the NBA Finals 3 times, with the Lakers winning twice.
Here's a delightful candid shot from 1973. Prime Minister Pierre Trudeau casually carrying his son Justin under his arm while a guard salutes. The photo beautifully captures how Pierre balanced being both a statesman and a hands-on father. This legendary 1957 photograph captures a fascinating moment in Hollywood history at Romanoff's restaurant in Beverly Hills. The image preserves the precise instant when Italian cinema star Sophia Loren noticed Jayne Mansfield's deliberately dramatic entrance. Einstein and Oppenheimer, two of history's most brilliant scientists, collaborating during the early 1940s. Debbie Harry works at a New York club where she served tables from 1968 to 1973. Jayne Mansfield enjoys a day in a boat with her husband, Mickey Hargitay, early 1960s. Martin Luther King, Jr. and the Burned Cross. Alain Delon, Linda Carter, pre-Wonder Woman, in the 70s. Harrison Ford, Carrie Fisher, and Mark Hamill in a promotional still for The Empire Strikes Back, 1980.